Tarot, astrology, and other divinatory arts are not a replacement or substitute for psychiatric or physical health care. Blessings, everyone. I hope you're all doing very well out there. It's time for another series of bi-weekly astrological forecasts covering the back half of January 2023. I have decided to put all of my forecast videos in one video and organize them by chapters, and I did the same thing for the weekly tarot forecasts as well. So if you haven't seen those yet, or you're just kind of used to, autopilot seeing them come up a different way, this is how it's going to be now. So if you are looking for weekly tarot, I will put a link to the tarot playlist in the down bar below, but they are all there organized as well. I have also decided to migrate some of my major astrological shift talks into these videos in a segment of their own. And in this video, we're going to be doing a bit of a dive into Uranus turning direct in Taurus on the 22nd of January and what that means. So don't just jump around yet. You want to watch this too, and then you can navigate the chapters below to your bi-weekly astrology, because this is going to be more of a several months of Uranus direct influence that we're all going to be going through. Because it is going to be a bit of a deep dive, I am going to also include in the down bar below areas of life that are coming into chief focus for each sign and where you can expect this to go to work the most. And then, of course, again, you'll see your chapters down there, so then you can, find your bi-weekly astrology. If you're ever interested in getting a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in the down bar below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, engagement helps this channel out a lot. And let me know in the comments down below if you like the all-in-one by chapter video system, or if you like the old way of separate videos better. Let me know, and let me know why, because I'm always interested in feedback, but I'm always curious as to why. We've had Uranus retrograde since August 2022. It's a long-standing retrograde. All outer planets, such as Uranus or Saturn or Pluto, etc., are. And when we have Uranus retrograde, it is a mixed bag, kind of like Uranus direct. All outer planets have their 50-50 convenient and somewhat inconvenient. And we are coming out of a period of quietude. We're coming out of a period of stillness in this area of our charts, whatever area of the chart it is representing for you. Uranus is, when direct, the planet of invention, revelation, progress, randomness, freedom, spontaneity, epiphany, and rebellion, and synchronicity. But when retrograde, like Uranus has been for the last 5 months or so, we've got this feeling of ease, which is great, but we also have the quietude, slowing down progress as well. So we have this sort of relaxation of progress that can work for us or can work against us. And so for a lot of people, this has been a good time because there is very little in the way of maybe chaos or liabilities or disorganization, and gives an opportunity as well for a lot of more sensitive projects or sensitive matters to grow and get a good start in a more stable and supportive atmosphere so that it can be more enduring. However, it does also take away a lot of the stimulation that can be necessary for real progress and for real growth. And so it's either been a very peaceful, relaxed, uninvolved, unbothered kind of time, or it's been a rather stagnant, boring, and maybe unsatisfying time in this area. And maybe it's just been kind of a little bit of both for everybody. Uranus turning direct, though, is going to be now bringing forward that shift, right? This is going to be a time of major life direction resituating, or redirection, I should say, major life story redirections. And maybe that'll be the subtitle of the whole talk, because when Uranus turns back on as we go through the 22nd and the 23rd, there are going to be a lot of upsets in this part of our lives that are going to be quite positive, quite advantageous, but it may still shake up a lot of routines, a lot of scripts, a lot of rotations that we've become rather comfortable with. Anything that has fallen asleep or anything that has gone into a bit of autopilot or has become a bit too modular, or anything that has maybe just been going in circles is going to be shaken up for its own good. However, a lot of other areas of our life are going to need to be ready to adjust accordingly. This is not something to be afraid of, right? We have Uranus direct the majority of the year, but it is time to be ready for a good hard look at what needs advancement, what needs to shake up lest it go into a state of decay. And so pay attention to this area of your life right now. How did you do this last few months? What has been going on here? Did it just kind of go to sleep? Have we been maybe running up against a wall when it comes to progress? Have we been in a situation where there's been little to no positive engagement when it comes to externalities, anything that could be helping us or assisting us? Uranus turning direct is bringing all of those positive influences closer to you, but you are also going to need to keep in mind that Uranus direct is going to also bust you out of your comfort zone, and you are going to need to see, well, where am I too attached to my comfort zone? Where have I been too self-indulgent with my comfort zone? Where have I become complacent, rested on my laurels? We're all going through this experience, so it's not a personal call out. That would be crazy to take it as such. But we do need to be reminded of this every once in a while because, well, Uranus is all about progress and revelation and evolution and invention. And you may be finding that this part of your life is going through some major atmospheric, environmental, and influential shifts that are going to be working for you, but they may feel a bit alien to the way you're usually used to getting work done here. So with all of that said, let's get on to your biweekly forecast. Hey there, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on with your bi-weekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. And don't forget, if you haven't checked it out, don't forget the first segment of this video contains a bit of a deep dive into Uranus turning direct, which is also happening during this period, and it's going to be with us for a good few months. So, get on learning how to use those chapters in the down bar below. So during the second half of January, we have some brilliant turns going on. You've got Mars, your ruling planet, turning direct in Gemini, your third house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, helpful third parties, and your peer group. And after a few months of a slog, we have this renewal of high energy and intense rousing of activity that's going to be helping you to break through a lot of blocks, a lot of barriers, as well as also acquaint yourself with some very important champions to your cause to help you advance yourself in your career, any kind of special projects that you're working on, or any kind of contracts or binding agreements that you wish to change, escape, or amend in some way. And this is going to be with you for the duration of the month. We've also got Mercury turning direct in Capricorn on the 18th. This is your 10th house of career. And after about 3 weeks or so of reversals, retrievals, and reassessments and reorganization, Mercury back to forward movement is bringing in rapid developments, accelerated productivity, as well as quick turnarounds, speeding up the rate with which you are climbing the professional ladder and accumulating wealth. We've got the Sun entering Aquarius on January 20th. This is your 11th house of friendships and social networking, your platonic support system, the guys, the gals, and your loftiest goals and ambitions. And with the Sun here, bringing that focus on attention, enhancement, support, and growth, you are going to find that your whole social support system is going through a massive transformation from the 20th of January up until about the 19th, 20th of February. Bonds are getting stronger. People are really showing up for you during this time. And you're also going to find that with the Sun in the 11th house, you're going to be populating your community with a lot of people that are going to help you to accomplish a major personal life goal, possibly something that you've been looking to achieve for your entire lifetime. We also have a new moon in this part of your chart on the 21st. So a new moon, all about seed planting, new beginnings and initiations, and new long-term commitments. And in the 2-week window period following the 21st of January, you may be finding that a new deeply personal goal or ambition, or possibly a new community, a new close friend, or a new support system is going to be manifesting all around you for you to claim. This could be something that is really launching for a lot of other ambitions that you also have, because everyone seems to be in perfect alignment with the goal that you yourself are already heading towards. This is also a time where new friends are popping up all over the place, creating a beautiful sense of village and community all around you. Finally, we also have Venus entering Pisces as we get closer to the end of the month. This is the planet of love, favors, popularity, affection, and gifts, moving into your 12th house of your past, privacy, and hidden zone. This is the area that deals with unfinished business, as well as things that may be going way, way back into your personal history. We see with Venus here opportunities for you to get things brought back on the table through assistance from people from your past. So old gifts that you didn't know were coming to you, or maybe old favors, or maybe old friends, old allies coming back into your life. And we're also seeing a lot of your love life kind of going back in time. If you have been in a situation where maybe you and a partner or you and a spouse have been looking to get back on track with a certain way we handled our relationship or our marriage, or maybe we are looking to reignite some kind of old passion or old love language, it's going to be beautiful for that. And for those of you who are available to new people, you may be finding out that there is an opportunity to connect with somebody either that is from your past, maybe not necessarily an ex or a former love interest, but possibly somebody that is connected to your roots in some way, or through somebody that you have known for a very, very long time. Maybe a friend that you've had for decades, maybe your whole life, is also becoming a very important connection that helps you to connect to new love. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your bi-weekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't seen it yet, I also go over the big event of this period, Uranus turning direct on January 22nd. And if you want to see that, you got to go to the first chapter of this video. Just use the down bar below to navigate that. It's going to be an influence that's with us for a good few months, so you might want to check that out. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or just follow the links in the down bar below. And with all of that said, let's have a look and see what is going on with your January as we close it up. Well, we've got Mars turning direct in Gemini. This is your second house of earned income, employment, your values and your valuables. And after a few months of a bit of a slowdown, dismantling, reconstruction, renovation, and demolition of this part of your chart, Mars is now back to full power and full strength and infusing a lot of high energy and bringing in an intense rousing of activity and blockbusting opportunities for you in this part of your life. Mars in any income area, such as houses 2, 10, or 6, in this case for you 10, always promises a great deal of money in exchange for a great deal of labor, so expect a bit of overtime as we close up January and go on into February. We also have Mercury turning direct in Capricorn, your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, as well as culture, and your spiritual path and practice, your reach, expansion, popularity. And this is also happening on the 18th. And with Mercury turning direct after about 3 weeks of, reversals, revisions, reorganization, Mercury is now back to bringing rapid developments, accelerated productivity, and quick turnarounds in this part of your life. It's time to speed up things that got slowed down, or maybe even finally see some turnarounds on a lot of inquiries and a lot of work that you have been putting into this area of your life. You may be also finding that a lot of negotiations and contracts, whether they're professional, legal, it doesn't matter, are also going to be sped up to a fortuitous fruition as we go through the back half of January. We've got the Sun entering Aquarius on the 20th of the month. This is your 10th house of career, upward mobility, status, your station, promotions. And with the Sun bringing attention, enhancement, support, and growth here, it's time for a lot of you Taurus people to be getting a lot more value for the work that you are putting into your job or your business or your market. And you may be finding that there is a lot more value being given to you by your bosses, by your clients, by your customers. It may be a time where a lot of you are offered raises or big lift ups because that is the nature of what is changing in your environment. More value to you means more cash to you. We also have a new moon in this part of your chart taking place on the 21st. And this is all about seed planting, new beginnings, new initiations, and new long-term commitments. This could spell a brilliant new role, new service, promotion opportunity, or opening that you are going to be able to capitalize on. And it's going to be showing up in the 2 weeks following the 21st of January. However, this is going to be, again, a long-term commitment, so you don't want to make up your mind in an idle way or, be too impulsive about this, but I would strongly suggest you find a way to work this in, because this could be another way to rake in more cash, especially while we've got the Sun there. Finally, we also have Venus entering Pisces, your 11th house of friendships and social networking as we get to the end of the month. This is your platonic support system, the guys, the gals, your fellows, and your loftiest goals and personal ambitions. And with Venus in the 11th house, the planet of love, favors, popularity, affection, and gifts, you are going to find that a lot of your social support system is becoming so generous. People are really going to bat for you. You may be receiving a lot of generosity in terms of material gifts or favors being done on your behalf. You may also find people are going out of their way to move mountains for you. You're also attracting a lot of new friends into your life, into your world. And you may also find that your love life is becoming a lot more adventurous, a lot more extroverted, and socially stimulated. And for those of you who are single or are available to new people, it may be through your friendship circle that you are going to get a chance to start a new love story, whether it's somebody who's in that community or somebody in the community with a hookup hooking you up. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in the down bar below. Hey there, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time for your bi-weekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't seen it yet, don't forget the first chapter of this video is all about the big event of this period, Uranus turning direct in Taurus on January 22nd. And I do recommend watching the first chapter of this video because it is going to be an influence that's with us for a good few months, the majority of the year. So don't forget to check that out. Navigate, again, down bar below. What is going on when it comes to your back half of the month? We are all enjoying the blessings of a lot of life direction rotations. Mars is turning direct in Gemini, your sign, and after a good few months of restructuring, dismantling, demolition, renovation, and maybe a few inconvenient halts, we're seeing Mars resume, bringing high energy, an intense rousing of activity, and blockbusting to your world. with Mars in your sign, this is going to be affecting all areas of your life at once. And so be prepared. It might be a bit of a very big wake-up call. It's going to be kind of shifting into fifth gear for you after a period of being in park. That being said, the focus is on block busting, absolutely, and you may be finding a few glass ceilings in your world are ready to get shattered. We have Mercury turning direct in Capricorn on the very same day. This is your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, as well as intimacy and your self-employment earnings, your own personal enterprise. And with Mercury, getting over this last 3 weeks of revision, retrieval, and reorganization, and now going direct, we're seeing rapid developments, accelerated productivity, and quick turnarounds on a lot of pursuits and a lot of ventures that maybe you have been trying to get off the ground. We are speeding up the rate with which you are acquiring wealth, especially when it comes to all areas of life that are income streams that are not part of your base salary or hourly income. So we're, looking at investments, tips, sales, commissions, incentive programs, or maybe even things that could be going on with a home-based business operation or a business partnership. Be prepared to rake it in, but also be prepared to turn on a dime when it comes to Mercury turning direct here, because if you've been snoozing the last 3 weeks, time to wake up. When it comes to the sun, well, the sun is leaving Capricorn, this area of your chart, on the 20th and entering Aquarius, your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, as well as culture, anything relating to your spiritual path and practice, growth and expansion, your personal popularity or your business popularity even. And with the sun bringing attention, enhancement, support, and growth here, there are a lot of locked doors now getting opened in all of these areas of your life. If you have been encountering stalls or refusals, if you've been feeling maybe trapped by certain arrangements that have been put around or before you, this is going to be a time where you are getting shook out of your bubble in the highest interest of all concerned, and with a lot of payoffs, because attention, enhancement, and support is also going to be bringing in your strongest allies closer, but also at the same time propagating your good name and your work. We also have a new moon in this part of your chart, all about seed planting, new beginnings, and initiations on the 21st. And so in the 2 weeks following the 21st, a new long-term commitment with an important contact either in your spiritual life or maybe in an online business endeavor, somebody that you are connected to at a distance, or maybe an initiative that you have to promote yourself, get a travel plan going, a big move, a transfer, anything to elevate yourself and your quality of life. That commitment is going to be getting set, and this could be showing up in a way that is a very pleasant development for a great deal of you. We also have Venus entering Pisces at the very end of the month, which is your 10th house of career, upward mobility, your status, your station, and promotions. And Venus, the planet of love, favors, popularity, and affection, and gifts, is going to be lifting you up by just oversaturating your world with a lot of tokens of love, devotion, appreciation, and loyalty through your job, or maybe through an authority figure or a very valuable associate, collaborator, or ally. But what happens with Venus here is that you are getting a chance to live the high life when it comes to your profession or your office or your business. And you may also find, because Venus also governs popularity, it's adding to your reach and the growth and expansion possibilities that were also promised by the sun in Aquarius. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hey there, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your bi-weekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. And if you haven't checked it out yet, you might want to check out the first chapter of this video where I go into Uranus turning direct, which is taking place on the 22nd of January, and that is an aspect that we are going to all be living with for the vast majority of the year. So, learn how to navigate those chapter features on YouTube here and go check it out after this one. This next 2 weeks is going to be all about life direction rotations for everybody. And it all starts off where we have Mars turning direct in Gemini. And this is your 12th house of your past, privacy, hidden zone, things that are going on behind the scenes or behind the curtain. Mars has been retrograde here for a good few months, right? With the focus on dismantling, with restructuring, with renovation, demolition of all kinds. And now with Mars resuming forward motion, we're seeing a lot of breakthroughs, especially when it comes to projects, plans, and pursuits that have been kept small or isolated or obscured in some way. Because Mars direct is bringing a great deal of high energy and an intense rousing of activity for block busting to this part of your life. And this also includes getting rid of a lot of old, clinging, unfinished business or adverse attachments or adverse restrictions that have been placed upon you in any way or from any person. You're also going to find that a lot of old allies and friends from the past are going to be rejoining you for your adventures in the present. We have Mercury turning direct in Capricorn on the 18th as well. This is your 7th house of partnerships, your closest one-on-one connections, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, roommate, all of your closest one-on-one involvements. And after 3 weeks of retrievals, reevaluations, reorganization, Mercury turning direct is now bringing rapid developments and accelerated growth and productivity to this part of your life. You're going to be noticing some very quick turnarounds in all joint ventures that you have. Quick turnarounds in love, quick advancement in commitments, as well as even rapid developments in any kind of matter where productivity, abundance, or new security is on the menu for you and a close one-on-one connection. We have the Sun entering Aquarius on January 20th, and this is your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, as well as intimacy, self-employment ventures or self-employment earnings, and any kind of money you are making outside of a salary or hourly income. So investments, maybe sales, commissions, tips, incentive programs, and bonuses. This is also going to be boosting your household economy. With the Sun bringing attention, enhancement, support, and growth here, you're going to be noticing all of these income avenues widen, and you are getting a great deal more value from these income avenues as well. And it doesn't stop there. I mean, this is going to be with us well into week 3 of February, but we also have on the 21st a new moon in this area of your chart, which is going to be presenting you in the 2 weeks following the 21st of the month an opportunity for you to stack an additional revenue stream to what you already have. Now, this could be something that is spawning off of a business, a project, or maybe a commitment that you have. This could be something coming to you through a pipeline at work, or this could even be good news about a partner or spouses, or maybe a business partnership going through a bit of a growth spurt and coming into new money as well. Finally, we also have Venus entering Pisces, your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, culture, your spiritual path and practice, your reach, and overall popularity as we close up the month. And so it's really more of a February energy, but it's here as well in January. And Venus is all about love, favors, affection, popularity as well, and gifts. And you're going to be finding that there is a huge surge of new interest in you in all of these areas of your life. Not only is your popularity soaring, you're going through a bit of a 15 minutes of fame experience, but you are also going to be getting a lot of new support, a lot of new accoutrements, or maybe even offerings of tools and resources through people that you know through all of these spaces to help expand your growth in your career, or maybe to expand your social life, get you out of your bubble, get you out of containment as well. This is also a time where love and romance becomes a bit wild, a bit exotic, and you may be finding that you and a partner or you and a spouse are starting to get a whole lot more spice of life into your relationship because we are getting out of our comfort zones, becoming more adventurous, more experimental. And for those of you who are single or are available to new people, you may be meeting somebody that does have a certain exotic foreignness to them as it relates to you. They may be from a different background, a different culture, a different spiritual path or practice, but there is certainly a powerful chemistry here. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your bi-weekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't checked it out yet, please watch the first chapter of this video because I cover Uranus turning direct, which is a big event that is going to have influence over all of us for the vast majority of this year, starting the 22nd of January. And so if you haven't navigated or checked that out yet, do that after you watch this one. The back half of January is all about life direction rotations, and a big part of this has to do with all of these retrogrades turning direct in the same 2 weeks. We've got Mars turning direct in Gemini. This is your 11th house of friendships and social networking. So the guys, the girls, your fellows, as well as your loftiest goals and ambitions, right? Your sense of community and your sense of place in the world and the goals that you've been carrying your whole life. Very big part of your world. With Mars turning direct after a few months of restructuring, dismantling, renovation, and demolition, he is now turning direct and bringing a great deal of new high energy and an intense rousing of activity to all projects and to-dos you've got going on here. This is all about block busting. This is all about getting you in a space where you are closer to your best friends, your strongest allies, and the communities that are the most productive and highly capable, that create much more of a mutual support for one another. This is also a time where you are going to be noticing that a lot of obstacles that have been put up between you and a treasured aspiration or goal, maybe even something that you have been wanting to achieve your whole life, all of those blocks and all of those obstacles are getting torn down, and you may be finding a lot of your friends are getting involved to champion you in these causes and help tear these things down for you. We have Mercury turning direct in Capricorn on the 18th as well. This is your 6th house of work, your reputation, your schedule, anything relating to the teams that you're on and the populations that you serve, as well as the services that you're providing to the world. And after 3 weeks of retrieval, reorganization, and reversals, Mercury turning direct is bringing rapid developments to this area of your life, accelerated productivity and quick turnarounds. This is going to be a time where you're going to be climbing a lot faster than you would normally expect to, and you may be finding that you are migrating communities in some way as it relates to your job or your business. Now, this could be a change in the teams that you're with, maybe going through a better business spell of time where you may be finding that the populations that you're serving are a lot more compatible with you, or you're making more money, you're enjoying your work again. And you're also going to find that the rapid developments here are also increasing the rate with which you are accumulating wealth, and of course then spreading your good name for promotion down the road later this year. We've got the Sun entering Aquarius on the 20th of the month. This is your 7th house of partnerships, closest one-on-one connections, your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, roommate. all the people you have your closest one-on-one involvements with. And with the sun going in here with the focus on attention, enhancement, support, and growth, the very entity that is a close one-on-one connection, or many different close one-on-one connections, is going through this treatment where we are seeing that a lot of different relationships are going through a big reevaluation process. We are getting more tightly bonded, more devoted, more loyal, but also with that attention, enhancement, and support, the environment around these close connections are also changing to lift them up. And you're also going to find, if you are looking for a new business partnership or a new romantic partnership or maybe a closer clique of friends, the sun is helping you to attract the best candidates for those experiences as well. Not just for this month, but also even the first 3 weeks of February. We also have a new moon in this area of your chart on the 21st, opening up a 2-week window period, which is all about seed planting, new beginnings, and initiations, and long-term commitments. And so furthering that focus, where we saw with the sun transforming the very world in which your closest one-on-one connections exist, the new moon is also going to be drawing in a new destination, a new future, a new timeline, a new outcome that you and maybe a close one-on-one connection or many different close one-on-one connections are reorienting your worlds to move into or move towards as we go through the rest of this year. And new long-term commitments, new one-on-one connections are also going to be in the offering because of this new moon as well. And finally, we also have Venus moving into Pisces, which is your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, intimacy, as well as self-employment earnings and any kind of money you're making outside of your salary or hourly income. So incentive programs, bonuses, commissions, tips, sales, things like that, investments. Well, with Venus in the 8th house, there definitely is more of a focus on the intimate, on the erotic, on the sensual. And we are seeing with Venus, the planet of love, favors, popularity, affection, and gifts, it's kind of hitting all sides of the 8th house. You are going to find that, yes, money is going to be coming to you a lot more quickly and in bigger bundles during this period and in February as well. But romance and love is becoming a lot more hot, a lot more uninhibited, and also a lot more demonstrative. And you may be finding that romantic partners and spouses are coming into a very amorous mood. And you may find that if you are single or available to new people, that a lot of people are going to be wearing their hearts on their sleeves. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your bi-weekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. And just a quick reminder, if you have not seen Chapter 1 of this video yet, use the navigation bar below to go and check that out. I talk all about Uranus turning direct in Taurus on the 22nd of January, which is a huge influence on this year. It's going to be most strongly evident between January and the end of August of 2023, and you're going to want to be up to speed on what's going on there, so check that out when you're through watching this chapter if you haven't watched it already. So what's going on when it comes to your January back half? Well, it's all about life direction rotations for everybody. And a big part of it has to do with all of these retrogrades turning direct in the same span of time. We've got Mars turning direct in Gemini, your 10th house of career, upward mobility, status, station, promotions, all of that good stuff on the 13th of the month. And after a few months of reorganization involving demolition, renovation, restructuring, and dismantling, Mars turning direct in this part of your chart is bringing in new high energy and an intense rousing of activity for a lot of blockbusting, as well as ways to tear down walls or containers or limitations on your growth and expansion as it relates to both your earning power and your professional status. This is a great time, especially for a lot of you Virgo people that may be finding that you need to get out of some kind of restriction, or maybe you are looking to rake up a lot of money really, really fast, gain some competitive advantages in your field, or maybe just with a financial priority or ambition that you have. Mars is all about bringing in a great deal of liquidity. However, it does require a great bit of labor to be accepted on our parts, because Mars in an income area such as houses 2, 10, or 6, in this case for you 10, we can expect some overtime. However, the competitive opportunities are going to be abundant. And so you are going to want to make sure you are open to this and you are ready to roll up your sleeves and get to work. We've got Mercury turning direct in Capricorn on January 18th. This is your 5th house of romance, creativity, recreation, and your relationships with your children, parenthood. And over the course of the last 3 weeks or so, Mercury retrograde in this part of your chart has been really cracking down on where communication or communication ability, or maybe messages, plans, or projects need to be looked at in a different way. This can sometimes bring up opportunities for retrieval, renegotiation, reorganization, renewals, but this can also confuse a lot of communications and also open our eyes to some things that we really need to make sure we clear and take care of before we proceed with any kind of big moves or big steps that we might be taking in this part of our chart. However, with Mercury turning direct on the 18th and going forward, you can enjoy the rapid developments, accelerated productivity, and quick turnarounds that are promised by Mercury direct in this part of your chart, even opening up a new opportunity for a stronger intellectual rapport with your kids or a stronger intellectual rapport with your partner. We've got the Sun entering Aquarius on the 20th of the month, where the Sun's going to be for the rest of the month and going on into February. And this is going to be your 6th house of work, your reputation, your schedule, anything relating to the teams that you operate with, as well as the clients and the customers that you serve. So it is another work and income area. With the Sun in Aquarius bringing attention, enhancement, support, and growth, we're going to be finding that what we're putting out there is getting a lot more value, and you may be finding that the work that you do is getting a whole lot of new attention, as well as material support and material incentive to grow. And you may also get a chance to make some adjustments to benefits or long-term packages that you're dealing with, anything to do with schedules, what you need to do to have the best quality of life as it relates to your work. When it comes to the new moon of the month, we've got a new moon in this area as well, just the next day on the 21st, all about seed planting, new beginnings, as well as initiations and long-term commitments. And a new moon in the 6th house can indicate a big break in terms of a new job opportunity, a new role, or possibly some kind of new service, new position, or new population bringing better business to you. Finally, we also have Venus entering Pisces at the very, very end of the month. And this is your 7th house of partnerships, your closest one-on-one connections, right? This is the boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, roommate, all the people you have your closest one-on-one involvements with. And Venus being here, bringing in love, favors, popularity, affection, and gifts, this is a time where a lot of romance is going to be creating a new kind of bond or a new love language or some kind of new depth of intimacy in all one-on-one relationships. And this is also going to be a time where a lot of you who may be single or are available to new people are going to be meeting somebody that is going to be looking for the exact same type of relationship that you would define as your ideal. And this is also a time where we're attracting closer friendships, right? Pulling people into a much tighter circle. More of a February energy, but we still get it the last few days of January. So that is what I've got for you Virgo people. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on with the back half of your January 2023 with another bi-weekly astrological forecast. And to begin, though, I do want to remind you, if you have not checked it out yet, please check out Chapter 1 of this video by navigating the down bar below. I talk all about Uranus turning direct in Taurus, which is happening on the 22nd, which is a big deal for this year. It's going to be one of the chief influencers of 2023, especially going up to the very end of August. When it comes to the back half of January, however, it's all about life direction rotations, and a lot of this has to do with so many retrogrades turning direct almost at the same time. We've got Mars turning direct in Gemini on January 13th. This is your ninth house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, as well as culture, your spiritual path and practice, your reach, as well as to a certain degree your popularity or your prominence in the world at large. Mars has been retrograde here for a good few months, and we've gone through a period of dismantling. We've gone through a lot of renovations, demolitions, and, just a big reorganization of this entire part of your life, which could have led to some stalls and some slowdowns. However, after the 13th, Mars is direct and is now bringing in a great deal of high energy and an intense rousing of activity and blockbusting opportunities for you. Now, this can indicate the elimination of all kinds of different contracts and commitments. This could indicate freedom from something that maybe has been keeping you bound or grounded when you need to be able to have more freedom of movement. This is also the time of elimination of a lot of imposing interference that may have been put on your ability to conclude or complete some kind of major course in your life. We also have Mercury turning direct in Capricorn on the 18th of the month. And this is your fourth house of home, family, the domicile, right? Your roots, as well as your home economy. And Mercury's been retrograde here for a good few weeks, and after a period of retrievals and reversals and all of that good stuff, right? Also creating some hiccups and maybe some slowdowns here as well. Mercury turning direct is making up for lost time. We're seeing rapid developments, accelerated productivity, and quick turnarounds in all matters relating to your home economy, anything that you are looking to do to boost yourself or maybe your family's economic situation. And you're also going to find that with Mercury direct, this is going to be speeding you up through the transition of some kind of life story or life normal that has been a part of your everyday as it has related to a home or family connection or commitment. We also have the Sun entering Aquarius on the 20th of the month, and this is your fifth house of romance, creativity, recreation, as well as your relationships with your kids and parenthood. And with the Sun going into the fifth house, which will also be a big theme of February, the focus of attention, enhancement, support, and growth that the Sun always brings is going to be providing a lot of new lightness, new levity, more joy, more bonding experiences to all of your important relationships here, bringing in more play. Because the Sun is all about making sure that we are establishing strong friendships with our kids, with our romantic partners, or attracting romantic partner potentials that are also going to be the friend that we also need, right? Because it's the friendship element of any given relationship that makes it last the test of time, as well as also transforming maybe the environment or the atmosphere where a lot of these relationships are functioning. We also have a new moon in this part of your chart on the 21st, opening up a 2-week window period for seed planting, new beginnings, initiations, and new long-term commitments. And absolutely, yes, this does spell a good opportunity for new relationships to come on the table for those of you Libra people who are single or are available to new people. This is also a great time for any of you who are looking to maybe launch or monetize a creative project, or to get yourselves more connected with a creative community that you know is going to help give your own skills and the mark you want to make on the world a big launch. When it comes to Venus, what's Venus doing? Moving on into Pisces, which is your sixth house of your work, your reputation, your schedule, anything relating to the teams that you operate on, as well as the clients and the customers that you serve. And Venus is the planet of love, favors, popularity, affection, and gifts. And when Venus is in the sixth house, we are finding that we are being lifted up by others. People are noticing us more. It's going to be easy to draw in money without having to do a whole lot more work, maybe some special attention or some special favors that are done for you by others, whether it's known to you or things that may be going on behind the scenes, people pulling strings for you in the higher ups, or maybe people promoting you, hitting the pavement, spreading the good word. And this could be something that continues to grow again as we go into February. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your bi-weekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. If you have not watched it yet, I highly recommend that you also watch Chapter 1 of this video, because I go into a deeper dive discussion as to what the effect of Uranus turning direct in Taurus is going to be bringing all of us as a chief influence of 2023, especially from January all the way up through the end of August. And again, you can just use the chapters in the down bar below to navigate that. The back half of January is all about life direction rotations, and this is of course in no small part due to the fact that we've got a lot of retrogrades turning direct as we close up the month. We've got Mars turning direct in Gemini on the 13th. This is your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, as well as intimacy, self-employment earnings. With Mars retrograde here the last couple of months, it's been a bit janky for a lot of you Scorpio people. A lot of dismantling, a lot of demolition, a lot of renovation, and a lot of holdups. However, with Mars turning direct, all of that is turning into new high energy, and there's an intense rousing of activity that is starting to have you raking it in, financially speaking, but also putting a lot more fire into your intimate relationships, because there's also a big focus on blockbusting. And with blockbusting with Mars, it's all about tearing down walls to new depths of intimacy, closeness, and erotic expression. And so you're going to have a very hot back half of January and even going on into February. And this could be a time where a lot of you are really letting your hair down if you are in a relationship right now, or if you are single or available, somebody who is definitely going to be reciprocating a lot of this intensity will be available and showing up definitely during this transit. We have Mercury turning direct in Capricorn on the 18th. This is your 3rd house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, as well as anything to do with your peer group and helpful one-on-one connections from third parties, or helpful third parties, I should say. And when we have Mercury turning direct here, we're moving out of this last 3 weeks of reversals, retrievals, renegotiations, right? All of the kind of mucky slowdowns. And once Mercury turns direct on the 18th, we see this switch out for rapid developments, accelerated productivity, and quick turnarounds. You may be finally getting a chance to overcome some kind of obstacle due to a stall, or the dragging of feet, or the lack of participation, or the obstinance of other people. And you're also going to find that helpful third parties are going to be plentiful around you to also expedite a lot of very positive shifts that you have been trying to accomplish all by yourself. We've got the Sun entering Aquarius on January 20th. This is your 4th house of home and family, the domicile, anything relating to your roots, as well as your home economy. And the Sun is all about attention, enhancement, support, and growth. And when we have the Sun enter the 4th house, it's all about complete home transformation for the most optimal environment, the most optimal atmosphere for everyone to live, love, and prosper. The sun is all about clearing away shadows, clearing slates, as well as bringing peace to situations that have maybe been tense or warlike, bringing in a lot more fun, a lot more levity. We have a new moon in this area of your chart on the 21st, and this is your new moon that's focusing all about on, seed planting, new beginnings and initiations and new long-term commitments. And when it comes to a new moon in the fourth house, this is a great time for those of you that have been looking to maybe make some kind of move. If you've been house hunting, it's also a great time for families that are looking to expand. If you are looking to have more kids, you want to adopt pets, this is also a great time for anyone looking to draw in more liquidity and more wealth into their space, because you may be finding some kind of new income stream or income avenue is getting connected to the household in some way, whether it's coming to you through your house, through a family member, through a partner, through a spouse. Things are getting set up to be quite comfortable in the 2 weeks following the 21st. Finally, we also have Venus entering Pisces, your fifth house of romance, creativity, recreation, and parenthood, your relationships with your kids. And Venus is all about love, favors, popularity, and affection. This is kind of the beginning of a honeymoon period that you're going to get to experience with a lover or a partner. And this is going to be something that carries on into the month of February. We're becoming a lot more indulgent, but in a careful, responsible way. And for those of you who are presently single or available to new people, this is going to be a time where you get to have that honeymoon phase with somebody new. And for those of you who are coupled or are married, it's about having another honeymoon phase, really reinvigorating the relationship in that sense. And you're also going to find that Venus's focus on favors and popularity is also going to draw in creative collaborators and allies to help lift up something in your life that's maybe stayed small for a while. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hey there, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on with your bi-weekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. If you have not checked out the first chapter of this video, I highly recommend that you do, because I go into depth as to the effects of Uranus turning direct, which is happening on the 22nd of this month, and how that is going to be one of the chief influences for all of our experiences as we go all the way up through the end of August of this year. So use the chapters in the down bar below to navigate around. You already know how to do that. So what's going on when it comes to the back half of January, though? Well, this back half of January is all about life direction rotations. I've been saying that for everybody, and that is because we have so many retrograde planets turning direct in a short period of time. Not only do we have Uranus turning direct, but we also have Mars turning direct on January 13th in Gemini. This is your seventh house of partnerships, your closest one-on-one connections and involvement. So your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, roommate, all of those types of connections. And with Mars being retrograde here for the last few months, putting this area through a series of renovations and reorganizations and dismantling and demolitions and all of that kind of stuff. However, as we pass the 13th of the month, Mars is direct and suddenly infusing this part of your life with new high energy, an intense rousing of activity, and a focus on knocking down walls, block busting, eliminating adverse interference, adverse influences, as well as any kind of maybe adverse obstructions that could be restricting or blocking or creating problems in close one-on-one connections that you have, whether they are stopping a business partnership from becoming profitable or achieving its highest potential, something that's been maybe negatively interfering in a close friendship or living situation. And with Mars bringing in this high energy, we're going to be making up for a lot of the dullness of the last few months. There can be, however, sometimes some constructive conflicts that need to happen in all of these connections, but it is all about eliminating, again, the adverse influences that maybe have been present or cropped up. We also have Mercury turning direct in Capricorn on the 18th of the month. This is your second house of earned income, employment, your values and your valuables, anything that relates to, how you go about securing a living in your life. And with Mercury being retrograde here the last few weeks, there's been a big focus on slowing things down as well for some reversal work, some renegotiations, reorganization, and retrievals even. Sometimes it can be positive. But once Mercury turns direct on the 18th, there is a focus on rapid developments, accelerated productivity, and quick turnarounds and quick payoffs. You're going to find that the rate with which you are starting to build your wealth is accelerated during this period with the help of other people, as well as also finding that you are able to have money that should be coming to you speeding up its journey to you. And we're also going to be moving much more quickly and efficiently through important growth opportunities, whether these are interviews, these are meetings, new job opportunities, promotions and transfers. It's just going to be all around a wonderful and very satisfying and very productive period for you. We have the sun moving into Aquarius on the 20th of the month, and this is your third house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, anything relating to your peer group and helpful third parties. And with the sun here bringing attention, enhancement, support, and growth, there is a big focus on transforming a lot of existing groups, collaborations, contracts, and commitments that you've been living with into ones that are a lot more current and a lot more highly beneficial to you. We have a new moon in this part of your chart as well on the 21st. New moons being all about seed planting, new beginnings, as well as initiations and new long-term commitments. And there could be a beautiful new collaboration, alliance, or affiliation getting set in stone as we close up January and go on into February, which is going to be providing a lot of different advantages when it comes to maybe having you make a new name for yourself, or maybe put you in a position to make some kind of big leap as it relates to the mark you want to make on your personal world, your community, or your professional life. We also have Venus at the very end of the month entering Pisces, which is your fourth house of home and family, the domicile, your home economic situation, and anything relating to your roots. And with Venus, the planet of love, favors, popularity, affection, and gifts moving on in here, this is a time where planting new roots is going to be a big theme for you, as well as February. A lot of you who may be in a relationship but are not cohabitating with a partner may be moving in that direction. Those of you who are single or are available to new people may be finding that new love opportunities are going to be cropping up close to home, whether it's because they're moving into the neighborhood, or maybe we are connecting to them through friends, that long-term friends, or from family members, or from people in our past, kind of hooking us up. When it comes to just your living situation or your family in general, things are becoming a lot more comfortable, a lot more luxurious. You may be finding that you are coming into a very affluent way of living due to some kind of development in your home, whether it's with a home-based business, an investment that you have, a partner's contribution to the household through their income, or a big break that everyone just all seems to be going through in their own way at the same time. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hey there, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your bi-weekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. If you haven't watched the first chapter of this video, I highly recommend that you do, because I go into depth as to the influence of Uranus turning direct in Taurus on the 22nd of the month, and what that means for the great deal of 2023, carrying on up to the end of August. And you can just, find that by navigating the chapters in the down bar below. The back half of January is all about life direction rotations because we have so many retrograde planets turning direct in such a short amount of time. We've got Mars turning direct in Gemini on January 13th. This is your sixth house of work, your reputation, your schedule, the services you provide for the world, as well as the teams that you operate on. And over the course of the last few months, Mars retrograde here has been creating a lot of frustrations, right? A lot of stalls, a lot of renovations, demolition, dismantling. Well, Mars turning direct on the 13th is going to be rectifying that because we see a great deal of new high energy and an intense rousing of activity starting to have you really rake it in. Because Mars in an income area, such as houses 2, 6, or 10, in this case for you 6, is all about giving you a chance to rise through the ranks through great labor and labor opportunities, whether these are new jobs, new assignments, new roles, new projects. However, this is also going to be a time where a big focus is on blockbusting and elimination of adverse interference or adverse influences in your workspace or in your financial space. We've got Mercury turning direct in your sign on January 18th after being retrograde for about 3 weeks. And Mercury retrograde in your sign has probably been putting you through it, unfortunately, right? With Mercury retrograde this last 3 weeks, you've been dealing with a lot of reversals, a lot of retrievals, which can be positive, but also a lot of renegotiations and reorganization, which kind of like Mars retrograde can kind of force us to slow down, take our time, take much more time to get things done than we normally do, and a lot of hiccups to assess here and there. After the 18th, we've got Mercury starting to speed up things for you, however. We've got rapid developments, accelerated productivity, and quick turnarounds. When Mercury is direct in our sign, we get the wildcard blessings of Mercury, which allow us to speed up any kind of work in progress or priority in our life that we do wish to see come to a fruition faster than maybe we slated for ourselves or was slated for us by another. Anything that's become sluggish or anything you'd like to move up, things that you don't want to wait weeks or months for, you can get on it once Mercury turns direct on the 18th. We've got the Sun entering Aquarius on January 20th. This is your second house of earned income, employment, your values, and your valuables. And the Sun is all about attention, enhancement, support, and growth. You're going to notice a lot of transformations to your work environment in such a way where things are not only becoming a lot easier for you to progress in, but you are getting a lot more payoffs for the work that you do. You could be attracting opportunities to yourself to get more value for the work that you put in, which is a big part of the Sun in an income area. And you may also find that you're attracting a lot of attention from other spaces, other departments, other employers. We also have a new moon on January 21st. Which is all about seed planting, new beginnings, initiations, and long-term commitments. And in the 2 weeks following the 21st of the month, this could be that a lot of you Capricorn people are getting a chance to take on or accept a new job. Some of you may be getting headhunted, you may be following a very good referral or a recruitment opportunity. If it's not something external, then it would still be something that is far enough away from what you're familiar with when it comes to your employer that it still would feel like being in a brand new job. Finally, we also have Venus moving on into Pisces, your third house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, as well as anything relating to helpful third parties in your peer group. And with Venus here, the planet of love, favors, affection, and gifts. Some of you may be finding that you and a partner are starting to bond over a creative project or creative plan, kind of going into a bit of a power couple mode. A lot of you who are single or are available to new people may be finding that you're getting hooked up during this period, because when Venus is in houses 11 or 3, in this case for you 3, we often do see matchmaking occurring at this time. And this is also a time where a lot of you may find that we are getting a chance to speed up developments in a relationship goal or a relationship plan with the help of third parties that are giving us shortcuts or faster avenues or more affordable avenues for us to reach our goal. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hey there, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your bi-weekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't checked out Chapter 1 yet, I highly recommend that you do, because I talk all about Uranus turning direct in Taurus on January 22nd, and how that's going to be influencing all of us for the vast majority of this year, going all the way up until the end of August. And you can find that by navigating the chapters in the down bar below. The back half of January is all about life direction rotations, and that is because we have several planets turning direct all within a short period of time, and we've got Mars turning direct in Gemini on January 13th to start it all off. This is your fifth house of romance, creativity, recreation, as well as parenthood. And Mars retrograde here over the last few months has been kind of creating a lot of stumbles, as well as maybe even stir up some conflicts as it relates to maybe relationships with our kids, maybe stirring up some fights, or maybe some issues in love or issues in, connecting with creative collaborators. Luckily, with Mars turning direct, we are seeing a shift away from all of that. And Mars is going to be bringing in new high energy and an intense arousing of activity, as well as some blockbusting to help eliminate the cause and the core of a lot of conflicts that may just kind of be lying in wait in all of these connections. Mars in the fifth house is all about eliminating adverse obstacles to us having the ideal love relationships, the ideal parent-child relationships, and the ideal creative opportunities for us to explore our own arts, our own skills, our own crafts, as well as also bring out the courage to be more vulnerable with each other. We also have Mercury turning direct in Capricorn on January 18th. This is your 12th house of your past, privacy, the hidden zone, things that go on behind the scenes. You may be finding that the last few weeks has been cleaning up a lot of past unfinished business, bringing things back to you, as well as giving you an opportunity to take advantage of some shortcuts that maybe were coming out from hiding. However, once Mercury turns direct, we still see some good going on here, because we are taking all of the goodies that maybe showed up during this period, and we are infusing them with that mercurial focus on acceleration, right? Rapid developments, quick turnarounds, accelerated productivity, speeding up of some kind of maybe investment maturation or a goal accomplishment that has been sort of tertiary when it comes to your priority list, something that just has not been able to get the time, the attention, and the energy from you or anyone else that it deserves. We've got the sun entering your sign on the 20th of the month, and this is bringing attention, enhancement, support, and growth to you. When we have the sun in our first house, this is a time where a lot of you are getting a chance to really do a lot of work on transforming the way that you are received by the world. A lot of you are also going to find that people are getting a lot closer to you, maybe transforming the lay of the land around you, especially when it comes to your social life. But you want to make sure you allow these things to happen as well, because you're going into your birthday time, right? Happy birthday. And you want to get ready to be able to change life directions, to get maybe more in alignment with a goal or maybe an ideal that maybe you've lost touch with. We have a new moon in this part of your chart as well on the 21st. It's your once a year birthday new moon. So it's time to make a wish, right? Time to put the energy in. A new moon is all about seed planting, new beginnings, and initiations. And a lot of you Aquarian people are going to be finding that anything that you are looking to put the starting work on, right? Lay the foundations for, really start actually generating the interest and energy for during this 2-week period will be manifest within the next 90 days. So what is it you would like to start? What is it you would like to commit to? What is it you really want to have substantiate in your world? The sky's the limit. It's a wild card blessing. Well, I want to move, or I want a new relationship, or I want a new job, or I want to travel, or I want to do this. Do more than just wish, but make sure you know what your wish is. Finally, we also have Venus entering Pisces as we close up the month and go on into February. And this is your second house of earned income, employment, your values and your valuables. And with Venus in the second house, we are making more money for not having to do a whole lot more work. That's because Venus, all about favors, all about love, popularity, affection, and gifts. You are going to have the people in power or with the most influence in your world, in your professional life, start to pull off miracles for you. And a lot of gifts are going to be in the offering. You have a chance to give yourself a raise by meeting a new development that is going on around you. People are willing to pay more or compensate more or give more. See what you can do to grab some of that for yourself. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. Hey there, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your biweekly astrological forecast for the back half of January 2023. Quick reminder, if you haven't checked out Chapter 1 yet, I highly recommend that you do, because that is where I'm talking about the special astrological transit of Uranus turning direct on January 22nd, which is a big influence of this year, especially going up through August, the end of August 2023. And again, you could just use the chapters in the down bar to navigate to Chapter 1. The back half of January is all about life direction rotations for everybody. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that we have so many planets turning direct in such a short period of time. We've got Mars turning direct on January 13th, which is in Gemini, your fourth house of home, family, the domicile, home economics, and anything to do with your roots. Mars retrograde has been putting this area through a great deal of restructuring, dismantling, renovation, and demolition. And as we go into the back half of January and beyond, Mars is now switching his tone and starting to infuse this part of your life with high energy, intense rousings of activity, and blockbusting. This is very advantageous, especially if you have been maybe finding that you've been hitting a wall in something you'd like to change about your home economy, your living situation. You've been trying to finish up a big project, or maybe you've got a home-based business operation or home-based business operation ambition that has been somehow stalled. But now we have it getting cleared away. We've got Mercury turning direct in Capricorn on the 18th. And Mercury's been retrograde in this part of your chart for about 3.5 weeks or so. This is your 11th house of friendships and social networking, right? We talk about the guys, the gals, your fellows, as well as your loftiest goals and ambitions. And with Mercury retrograde here, there's been a big focus on bringing to light things that need to be reassessed, reorganized, retrieved, or reversed as it relates to your platonic support system and how you go about accomplishing your most lofty personal goals and ambitions. As Mercury goes direct on the 18th, we see the focus shift towards rapid developments, accelerated productivity, and quick turnarounds. And we're also finding that friends are helping you to speed up accomplishments and conclusions of long-standing stories and phases and eras of your life that you have been looking to move on from. So pay attention, because a lot of people are going to work with and for you in all of these respects this month, and even going on into very early February. We've got the Sun moving into Aquarius on January 20th. This is your 12th house of your past, privacy, hidden zone, anything relating to unfinished business or secret opportunities that could be hiding behind curtains and veils. And with the sun here bringing attention, enhancement, support, and growth, this is about building up what has been kept small or maybe kept weak or contained or was perhaps lost to time. When we have the sun in the 12th house, it's all about revival, resurrection, and new opportunities for maybe things that we left by the wayside, things that we put back in the cupboard, put up on a shelf, or things that we wish we could have gone further with, but we never got to. Well, now you're going to have your chance, especially when the window period is so wide from the 20th of January through week 3 of February, and we can make it stick. We've also got a new moon in this part of your chart on the 21st, and this is opening up a 2-week window period for seed planting, new beginnings, initiations, and long-term commitments as it relates to something that does have a second chance at life. Maybe things are better now for this project or for this pursuit or for this venture. Maybe it was something that, we tried for a little while, but it collapsed, or maybe it's something that we did try once before and we got pretty far, but not as far as we wanted. We want to give it another go and do better this time. This is going to be your window period to get everything all in a row to make it so. Finally, we also have Venus entering your sign, which is taking place just as we close up the month of January, but it is going to be a key influence of February as well. Venus in your sign is giving you the wildcard blessings of Venus, the planet of love, favors, popularity, affection, and gifts, and you are a love and affection magnet. With Venus in the first house, we get to live a relationship fantasy. And this is also coming because a lot of favors, gifts, and affection, not only on the part of partner or partner intended or persons of interest, but also because of a transformation to our very world and environment, we have a chance to kind of migrate out of a lane that we have been in romantically for some time. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.